Welcome. Come on in. This is room 303 at the Hotel Niepce, part of the Hilton Curio collection, and we're going to show you around the room. So as you can see, we're very close to the elevator, which is both good and bad, but I do like it because, you know, you're literally half a revolution when you roll and you're at the doorstep. So this is, you may wonder why I'm staying here, and I'll tell you that the travel agents, the accessible travel agents who work with brettapproved, I had one of them on the case, and between she and myself, we contacted 20 hotels, 20 different hotels in Paris, and only 2 of them had rooms with roll-in showers. And I think there's only, I can't remember, I don't want to quote this, but I think there's only 2 rooms with roll-in showers in this hotel, and so the reason we're here is because of the 2 options. This one was the most affordable, but it is a really nice hotel. After the room review, we'll pause and take you downstairs and show you some of the amenities. But you can see here, we've got the bed. This is much easier to get onto than it might appear. It's not quite as, when I first saw it, I thought it was going to be a little bit higher, but it's pretty easy, and I don't know if it'll accept the Hoyer lift because I haven't checked until right now, and it might because there's
no box down there.
There's no box spring down there, so that's what we're looking for. We've got a closet right here that honestly I've not used. You can see I have my Toomey garment bag right there, and I only mention the brand name because you get what you pay for, and that thing is almost indestructible. You can see right here we've got a USB port for our mobile phones, and then this is nice. This is all the lighting right here, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I left something on and I got to get out of bed. The only thing is it's kind of hard to see this stuff in the dark. And then right here we've got the hotel safe. We've got some laundry, so that's a good place to keep glasses or something you don't want to get knocked over in the dark while you're sleeping, in case you have to get out of bed. And then, whoops, let's take a look at that. Knocking some stuff over, but you can see I can still make it. And then this is really neat. I've not seen this system before, but this is some sort of, I don't know if it's technically an iPad, but it sure looks like it.
It's definitely an iPad.
So you want to deal with the lights. You've got all the lights right here, so you take this thing to bed with you. Again, you don't have to get out of bed. You've got your temperature, and that mimics the HVAC controls on the wall, which is really neat. You've got your privacy settings, so if you want to do not be disturbed, you can press that and it illuminates over there on the door. And in terms of the door accessibility, the deadbolt, or their version of a deadbolt, is well within reach. The door is pretty heavy, it's supposed to be around, I forget the pressure off the top of my head, but it is a pretty heavy door, so it probably would not meet ADA specifications, but remember, this is Europe, so the ADA doesn't apply. But again, this tablet I think is super cool. You can even control the TV. Take a look at the weather. We're taking off for London tomorrow for a lunch with a business colleague and then dinner with friends, and so we're going to be up bright and early, and we want to know it's going to be chilly tomorrow for sure. So we'll put this down, and then over here we've got a desk area. I took a call this morning right here at this desk area, and then these are not at first I thought that because this was an accessible room that those were grab bars. They're not. They just keep the curtains from getting a little cattywampus, but they're not structural in nature. And you'll notice really the most inaccessible thing about this room is it is kind of small, but aside from that, that switch for that lamp is less than ideal. because it's kind of a twist, or not a twist, but you got to take your thumb and kind of move it up and down. Oh, it is a flick.
Yes.
Okay.
If you, button.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So flick is better. So that's really kind of what we want. And then this is honestly one of the craziest accessible bathrooms I've ever seen. I'm excited to show it to you. This is absolutely enormous. I mean, enormous by European standards. I mean, this is just absolutely crazy to me. You see, there's no shower curtain. There's nothing. There's nothing. And so I haven't used this shower yet, but I guarantee you, when I shower tomorrow morning, I'm going to make sure that the chair is out of the bathroom, because I don't know how this is going to shake out, but I feel like water will be everywhere. But it's kind of cool. They planned for that. And then here's the seat. Again, very narrow, and I can tell you right now, this is hard plastic, so this is going to be super slippery. So what I'll do is take a towel, put it over this, mitigate the slip, and then this is a bar. Again, when this is wet, this is going to be super slippery, and I wish it was just a little bit longer. If it went out to here, that'd be ideal. But again, point is, we're in the 14th arrondissement, or neighborhood, in Paris, and to have an accessible bathroom like this is absolutely unbelievable. The only downside to the pedestal sink, and this really isn't a pedestal sink because there's no pedestal. See, it's right there into the wall. The only downside is a lack of storage. But you can see, my Dopp kit's right here. Nice suggestion might be to put a shelf here, maybe a shelf underneath the mirror. And most mirrors are super low, and while I can't look in this part of the mirror, I can, when I shave and brush my teeth in the morning, I can just kind of go to the side like that. And this is where they keep the towels. That's nice. They're well within reach. I don't need a hair dryer or a scale, so those would be the only things, and the tissues that are kind of out of reach. Might talk to the hotel staff about that, just making sure those are in reach. But again, we have a nice bar here. These type of bars, this shape is very common in Europe, and it's very sturdy. This is different flushes. Use less water for this one, use more water for this one. Pretty self-explanatory. But one of the things that's really hard for me is just reaching the flusher. There's no flusher because the tank's inside the wall. But again, not a deal breaker at all, just more difficult than we're used to in the States. So as we come out here and kind of take a wider view of the room, I mean, it is small. And one of the things that I do like, I know in the last review we did for you, we were at the Hotel Inside by De Gaulle Airport, about an hour from here, give or take. And that had vinyl flooring, and that was great. But I do like if I have to get out of bed and get on my knees and crawl to the chair, the carpet certainly feels much, much better. And I'd say the biggest drawback is just the heaviness of the door. But again, there's a peephole right at the accessible level, and these curtains are very easy to pull to and fro. And then just having the ability to turn all the lights off is absolutely marvelous. So it's pretty late, and we've got some other stuff to review for you downstairs. So I'm going to sign off for now. But this is room 303 at the Hotel Niepce, and that's part of the Curio collection. So point being, if you guys want to come to Paris, we can make it happen. And tomorrow what we'll do is we'll show you the outside of the hotel and how you have to come in using the lift. If we don't capture that on video, I'll certainly capture that in stills and put it up in the review in brettapproved.com. But the fact that there's an accessible bathroom like that in pretty much the heart of Paris is really amazing. And so we our secondary tagline is celebrate what works. So it's not about what doesn't work, it's about making an effort to make it work. And this, I think, is just absolutely wonderful. And so it's not about staying at a fancy hotel, it's about finding one that meets our needs. And we called 20, and if we hadn't found the two that we ultimately chose between, we would have kept calling. So what I'm trying to get across, without driving it home too much, is that accessible features, accessible rooms do exist here in Paris. And what's really nice about a bathroom like that is after a long day of being out and about where virtually every restroom is inaccessible, it's so nice to come home, come back to the room and be able to do what you need to do in a free and easy way, right? You're not struggling, you're not stressing. But you know what I'm going to say here. Until next time, this is Brett signing off. Keep rolling.